Hello there, it's midday and welcome to Good Afternoon Ghana here on Metro TV. We're live on Facebook at Metro TV Ghana and also on DSTV channel 277. And you can definitely join us on radio also on 94.1 FM. How are you doing? Of course, we're good. We're back here, as I say always, to have those very important conversations that will aid build our country. And so do want to stay with us from now to 2 p.m. Now, coming up on the show today, we're going to be talking about the water situation in Accra. Now, we know that it's been a perennial problem. It's been happening, always. But today, we're focusing on residents at East Legon Hills because they have also been complaining bitterly about the water challenges they're facing in the area. Some say that it's been 2 years, 3 years since they saw water come through their taps, and they've been trying to engage the Ghana Water Company Limited on that. We'll hear from the residents about how they have been managing the situation and the engagement with the Ghana Water Company Limited, how that has gone and all that. We'll talk to them on the show today. And also coming up on the show, we have an interview with one of the voices, female voices in Ghana's political space. She's been around for a very, very long time. And today she joins me on the table. She is the former chief executive officer for the Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company. I'm talking about Madam Frances Esiam. She'll be joining me on the table so we get to talk to her to find out what she's been up to in recent times and all of that. So these and, of course, the news updates we'll bring it to you on the show. So make sure that you do not move an inch and stay with us here on the program. For now, Helen Anyawaja is standing by to bring us the latest updates in the news. Helen, good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing this
I'm
morning?
okay. I'll try doing some few speed stuff. I know it will come up in the news later, but definitely it's been an exciting, especially yesterday with that gentleman in the country. Anyway, take us away with the news updates.
Okay, all right. My name is Helena Nyoja, and you're welcome to the news on Good Afternoon Ghana. Here are stories making the headlines. Now, up onto the headlines. Be serious. Multiple others injured after violent clashes erupted between two youth groups at Sankor in Winneba. Residents of East Legon Hills gets assurance that their water situation will be fixed. Also coming up, we have an exclusive interview with a former chief executive officer of the Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company and a long-standing member of the New Patriotic Party, Frances Esiam. This and more coming up now, and please stay with us. Very much for staying with us again. We are coming live to you from the Ikea Bahema studio here at North Ridge. Now it starts from here. One person has died and multiple injured after violent clashes erupted between two youth groups at the Sankor in Winneba. There's more in the following report. Now, Michael Nanaije is our correspondent in the Eastern region, and he joins us on the phone lines for more. Good afternoon to you, Michael.
Madam.
Now, what is the cause of the clash?
Actually, what brings the fight is not yet disclosed, but concerning what the ACP, the commander told us is that there's a clash between two gangs in the Futu municipality, and whatever bring it, as he said earlier, that the investigation is ongoing. So unless he discloses everything before he will address the media this very afternoon. So we are now waiting for the commander to address the media within the afternoon. What exactly brought the incident? But as it stands now, the commander said none of them is dead, but two are injured and a critical or injured, and other two are on trauma hospital taking medications. So we are following up the story and see what goes on exactly. As Commander said, we should be careful what the videos and everything on social media, because some of them are not from the Winneba, especially where the incident happened. So we are now waiting for the Commander to address the media this early afternoon, what exactly brings the incident.
Okay, so just so you know, Michael is correspondent from the Central Region. Now, how many people have been affected by the clash?
Madam, as I stand now, those who have been affected is not yet confirmed, but we know that 2 people are critical on conditions taking medication. But the commander also said they have arrested most of the people and the investigation is ongoing. So he cannot say anything as it stands now, unless everything is done before he can address the media within the afternoon.
Okay. At the moment, what is the security situation like in the town?
All right. For now, the security is very tight at the area as I speak with you. The patrol team is on the field, monitoring and doing their investigations and other work. But as I speak now, normal activities are going on at the place for now.
And what of the people? How are they reacting to the situation? Are they okay? Are people worried of what had happened? You just said that some are going about with their normal activities. Is it everybody?
Not everybody. Those affected are very worried. But as he said, we cannot say anything now unless the commander, as the commander told us that unless they address the media. But many people are saying different things altogether. But before we can put everything on air, unless the address of the commander, and from there, whatever we gather on the grounds, we put it on air.
Okay, now what is the state of the gentleman that was beaten?
For now, the condition is very critical. We went there yesterday, and as I'm speaking with you, now before we are on our way going to the hospital once again to check how the condition is now. But for yesterday, it was very, very, very hard for him to at least to have even life.
Okay, so as of now, you're saying that there's a lot you can't say. Is that what you're saying, if we are getting you right?
Hello?
Michael, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Now, you are saying that there's a lot you cannot say to us. Is that what it says, if I'm getting you right?
That is what I said, that the commander said, unless you address the media before we can say anything. But there's another investigation ongoing that we did it on our own. But as I said earlier, unless the commander addresses the media, then whatever we two have gathered, we added to it.
Very much, Michael, for speaking to us this afternoon. We really appreciate the updates there. We'll be coming to you in a subsequent bulletin so that you tell us what has been happening so far there. But we are told that the Winneba commander has also been speaking. Have you heard about that as well?
Basa kakra esi ewo nipa kakra bi ntem ewo sanko ha na emanse kan twetwe kakra ebam enti etu ho anamo a kosi na nwumre no mu no nyame ncha de nipa yehu mo video no mu anase yebobo mo din no omanfo adaroma eni police fo adaroma yensa aka bi ebinum epra ebinum nso ho ode enti the police ye hwehwe ne de nyame adom yensa aka na esan se ye hwehwe mu no ya na ekọ akiri nti no ye be pese ye ne ye nuanom ye be confirm a kire mo se eye ne kore ese bibi esi na so ye yafa mu no Nyankopon adom enya ade a ebro ye so yatimi asom ama eneme no kasa asomdwe aba unim say investigations there start say ya ekọ akiri nti with the right time no at the right time no answers bia na media na ebehia no ye de bema mo na ye bepa mo chew say CCA de afei na investigations and ashase kra nti it will be unwise say ye bekọ akoka A anase B na emomu no ya mamo aso atese BBC Nyankopon adaroma ene police for anamo a ye tu ne ntam nti no
de na nka sese ebesi no nyankopon adom yetimi aso anoma eneme no mokasa yi se wokọ community no mu a bibia ye bọkọ normal activities ekoso enti na kakra ye wokana no boandom eye said de munim no ya se ebi no makoho ye police for yenso ye ne omna wo ho se oni pa ko no se oye suspect so oye complainant ye hia no suspect hu hia mai complainant zo hia ma obi a wa asema obeka na de aboy investigations enti hospital no yakoho eno anwumre ne no omna wo ho ena no pay na videos ne pictures na mu hu no me pamu chew se munhwe ne ye ebi se ebi no mfiri ba bi keka si bi ani enye the entire thing no nti se nyame adom na me de fax ni nyina ma obehu se we video we ansi wa hakra we emfiri hakra na de abehihye em se the social media nti mo keka na ma boso ma mutimi nya stories na de yehu no de yete no bibi wo mu a eye ne kore but enye ni nyina so na te se de mote na emfiri anopa ya nkosi anwumre nkosi kyena anopa no de wo mu bia asese mo hu bia ye bema amanfo na so ati.
So that was ACP Ibrahim Opoku, who is the Winneba Divisional Police Commander, and he has confirmed that 2 people have been arrested so far, and also some people are on admission. But he said that later on he will give us more updates on the happenings there. But calm has been restored so far. But away from that, the Ministry of Education has moved to allay public concerns over its proposed collaboration with Google on an artificial intelligence-powered education platform, assuring that no Ghanaian language group will be excluded from the initiative.
Evidence, as I have stated, from an Oxford publication, that learners who use their indigenous local language do better, and their phonetics are better. And there is evidence that it has improved learning outcomes. So, my assurance, I know that in the last 24 hours, whilst I was on my trip in London, it is true that I met with Google and the leadership of Google in education to discuss language recognition and its translation. At the time, Google itself had piloted only 3 languages. I have requested them that will not proceed in Ghana if they do not include the 12 official Ghanaian languages.
Now, away from that, Ghana is taking data protection a notch higher by extending the practice into a month-long national program aiming to promote privacy, trust, and responsible data use in the digital economy. This move is part of Ghana's effort to strengthen its digital economy and become a leading AI hub in Africa.
The announcement was made at the media launch held at the Information Services Department, where stakeholders highlighted the growing relevance of data protection in the everyday lives of Ghanaians. Deputy Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovations, Mohammed Adams, said the decision to extend the program reflects the expanding role of data governance in national development. He noted that data protection has become critical as more public and private services migrate to digital platforms.
As a country, we continue to invest in digital identity system, mobile money, e-government services, and emerging technologies. These investments can only deliver their full value when citizens trust that their personal data is handled lawfully, securely, and responsibly. Government remains committed to supporting the Data Protection Commission in carrying out its mandate, strengthening compliances across both the public and private sectors.
Speaking at the event, Executive Director of Data Protection Commission, Dr. Arnold Kavapu, stressed that data protection is no longer a niche regulatory concern, but a matter that directly affects citizens' rights, safety, and trust in Ghana's digital space.
The Commission has also strengthened Ghana's international standing in data protection and privacy governance through deeper engagement with regional and global privacy authorities and cross-border data governance initiatives. Taken together, these gains show that progress is possible when awareness, compliance, enforcement, institutional capacity, and international credibility move together. Data Protection Week 2026 is therefore a deliberate effort to build on momentum, scale impact, and translate awareness into sustained behavioral change.
The theme for this year's program, Your Data, Your Identity, Building Trust in Ghana's Digital Space, was described as timely by the President of Ghana Association of Privacy Professionals, Emmanuel Gadasu. He referred to data protection as the cornerstone of modern citizenship, noting that the identity of Ghanaians is increasingly shaped by digital interactions. Data Protection Month 2026 will feature public education campaigns, stakeholder engagement, and media activities aimed at strengthening awareness and compliance nationwide.
Politics now. The New Patriotic Party Eastern Regional Secretary Osei Ejei has revealed that 22,264 delegates are expected to cast their vote on Saturday, 31st January 2026 at the various centers during the presidential primaries to elect a flag bearer for the party. According to him, 36 voting centers in the region have been created for the exercise, adding that there will be no proxy votes.
To ensure an incident-free presidential primaries in the Eastern region, Osei Ejei, the Eastern Regional Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, said a total of 2,520 security personnel are to be deployed on the Saturday during the elections. Already, there is a fierce battle in the Eastern region ahead of the presidential primaries, as almost all the regional executives of the party have taken sides with each of the presidential candidates. Some party officials believe that the region should rally behind Dr. Breni Champon as a son of the region, while others believe they cannot present another candidate from the Eastern region since the former president, Nana Akufo-Addo, is from the Eastern region. To ensure orderly conduct of the elections, 2,550 security officers will be deployed in the region, 70 at each center. On the Electoral Commission officials, he said the party has contacted them to conduct the elections in all the 360 centers in the region. He also urged journalists who will be covering the elections to do so without fear, since their security is assured. He, however, warned troublemakers to stay away from the voting centers, since the party will not shield anyone who tries to disturb the peace of the process.
We have a total delegate of 22,264 with 36 polling centers in all the constituencies. Constituency like Mugdaben South is going to have 2 centers, in Sawam 2 centers, in Koko 2 centers. The rest are going to have 1 centers. The reason being these 3 constituencies having 2 centers is that their total delegate numbers is over 1,000. So once it's over 1,000, we have divided the center into 2 instead of having 1 center. Because the numbers has increased, we'll give them 2 centers, so they will be voting concurrently to have the election flow at the same time. In terms of security, the National Elections Committee has tasked the IGP to deploy men from 8 regional, divisional, and district police headquarters to manage the election at the constituency and the district level. So per our discussion with the regional police commander, we are going to have 70 policemen, men in black, per each center, which they are going to do 2 forms of patrolling. They are going to have the inner and the outer. So the inner will be men without arms, but the outer will be men with arms, to ward off any forms of attacks or any forms of disagreement that will come there. They will be able to bring security under control.
This afternoon, the Member of Parliament for Ahafo-Ano North in the Ashanti region, Eric Nana Agyeman-Prempeh, has appealed to NPP delegates to rally behind former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia in the upcoming primaries. According to him, Dr. Bawumia's experience and popularity makes him the ideal candidate to be presented again. He made this known during an engagement with the delegates in the constituency ahead of the Saturday 31 primaries.
Say ye nyina ye ka bom na ye ta ye flag bearer achi a ye bedi nkunim enu ntino enipa ejina ba ni nyina obi eni wa won fata so ye president obi a fata so ye president ye penka bom tina me ka se mo obi anka se ntia obi a na 31st ye beto aba aka na kakra bia said the chairman ko ye no ko Rwanda ohu t-shirt me boa me billboard am ne Dr. Bawumia ko eda so sisi ho because me wogidie bi se 31st ye be san to abana ma no enu nti esi ho enu nti oyini tuo me be tutuo no oyini tuo adisredi am disre ye nyina ne wa ha ne se misi obi a wogina bibia ofata ye de Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia akubi Misra Musenya meboa 31st. Me no yenka mom ne entu aba ne ma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Na ye toma no na ye nyina ye akoma kro na ye kabom na ye ta na chi na ye campaign a 2028 ye bedi nkunim na ya san ba aban mu bio.
From that, the preventive units of the Ghana Revenue Authority Custom Division has recorded significant gains in revenue protection and broader enforcement at the Tema port. This, according to the head of preventive for the Tema collection, CRO Frederick Latte-Otu, follows intensified intelligence-led operations, improved logistics, and enhanced officer discipline.
The achievements were highlighted at the second edition of the Tema Collection Preventive Unit Parade and Award Ceremony, where Customs leadership commended officers for strengthening border security at Ghana's busiest ports. CRO Frederick Latte-Otu, head of preventive for the Tema Collection, said structured training programs have improved officers' operational readiness and strengthened their understanding of custom laws and enforcement procedures.
It is with a deep sense of honor and gratitude that I stand before you today on this special edition of the Preventive Unit Quarterly Parade of the Tema Collection. Today is not merely a ceremonial gathering. It is a moment of recognition, reflection, and renewed commitment. We have assembled to honor dedication, discipline, professionalism, and sacrifice, values that define the very essence of the preventive unit.
Operational efficiency has further improved with upgraded communication systems for boarding operations, including GOTA phones and fiber optic internet connectivity. He, however, raised concerns about staffing shortages within the unit, warning that declining officer numbers are affecting the full deployment across entry and exit points at the ports.
The national security architecture that keeps the gates of our seaports, airports, and land borders safe when the rest of us go to sleep after a hard day's work. Unfortunately, the dwindling numbers in this unit is making it very difficult to fully deploy officers to man all entry and exit points across the country generally and the Tema port in particular.
As part of the ceremony, senior and junior officers were recognized for outstanding performance, professionalism, and commitment to duty. Some awardees spoke with Metro News.
It has not been easy, but going forward, we believe that there is more room for improvement. And I might say that the award that personally, let's say from boarding, I have taken, it's not for me alone, it's for me and my comrades. Because one person cannot stand and do whatever that he wants to do. It comes with a group.
I didn't even know that I was going to get an award. It was just just by the grace of God and Mr. Otu for preventive of TEMA.
Customs Management says it will continue to prioritize intelligence-led operations, training, and officer welfare to sustain revenue protection and border security at the Tema Port. The Tema Port accounts for a significant portion of Ghana's customs revenue, making preventive enforcement a key pillar of national economic security.
Social stories now. As Member of Parliament for Tamale Central, Professor Alidu Seidu Mahama has called on governments and other benevolence organizations to come to the aid of the Northern Regional Hospital. He made the appeal after donating some hospital equipment and consumables to help the operations of the hospital.
The Tamale Central Member of Parliament is undertaking some activities in his constituency, including the inspection of the ongoing road projects in the constituency. These activities were climaxed with a donation of medical equipment to the Northern Regional Hospital, indicating that the development of the constituency is his priority, an agenda he intends to push. After the donation, Professor Alidu called on all well-meaning Ghanaians to support the hospital, saying the best of the medical staff cannot be appreciated if the needed logistics to support their work are not available.
It's one of the oldest hospitals in the country, and it has great potential. And the people who are working here, they are very dedicated, selfless people. But no matter how old the hospital is, and no matter how dedicated and committed your staff is, if you do not have the basic logistics and amenities to work, you can't put up your best. Even no matter how you put up your best, the vision and the mission or the outcome will not be the way it's desired. We know they are going through a lot of crises. They are going through a lot of challenges. And we decided that not just because it is in our constituency, but for the general promotion of health within Northern Ghana and within the country, we think that if we are able to help them, we can be able to free the space, the challenges that they face, the constraints that they face, so that they can give up their best.
On a spot, Dr. Richard Anthony, Medical Director of the Northern Regional Hospital, thanked the Tamale Central MP, promising that the equipment, which he said has come at the right time, will be put to good use.
Professor Seidu today has come to be generous to the Northern Regional Hospital. He's brought us some consumables, nose masks, needles and syringes, gloves, etc., and some basic equipment. He has firmly promised that this is just the beginning and more will be coming. And we promise him that we'll make good use of the items. We know the Northern Regional Hospital can be the best hospital in the country. And we are all promising that we'll do our best to raise it to the standard that it deserves.
The MP also inspected ongoing projects in his constituency, including the construction of inner city roads of a Great Mohi Yebihi electoral area, where he called for full cooperation between the contractor and the community members to ensure smooth and fast realization of the projects.
It's about fulfilling promises that were made to the people of Tamale Central. Honorable Mutala had a very strict conviction of developing not just the lives but the livelihoods of people in the constituency. And one of the best ways you can develop livelihoods is to create opportunities like this. Those comes with an added benefit of job creation on its own. So when you build one particular road, you can create at least more than 100 employment.
Now, away from that, popular American YouTuber and live streamer IShowSpeed has finished his one-day tour of Ghana after arriving in Ghana, triggering widespread excitement among fans and content creators across the country. The internet sensation, known globally for his high energy and live streams and massive online following, began his tour at the Asinama Waterfalls in Ekropon before visiting the Krapihini's Palace, before heading to the Independence Square and other exciting places. Let's watch some highlights of his time in Ghana.
Remember, I always say this saying, the calm before the storm. We was getting a massage, bro, here at the waterfall of Ghana, chat.
Berima, Kofi means it means you are born on Friday.
Berima, Kofi,
Ekufu.
Okufu. Berima,
Kofi, Ekufu.
That's my Ghanaian name right
yes.
there. Berima,
Kofi Okufu. I checked your date of birth and you were born on a Friday. And normally Friday borns are called Kofi. So we decided to bring that to it.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. I think we should take a picture.
Okay, it belongs to me? Count out for 5. Count out for 5. 3, 2, 1. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. Let me one more bite. It's hard.
All hope of the nation. Come on, Speed. This is it. It's active, bro. This is it.
The winner is.
Well, welcome home. Let's move to the runners. Let's go to the runners.
So this is Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, and this park was built in 1992 in honor of our first president, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. So this is where Dr. Nkrumah stood to declare independence 6 March 1957. And this whole park was then used by the British. They used to play the game polo, and no black was on. So he declared it their best. Even though he declared, he was still not made president because the Queen was still around. So 1st July 1960, he was sworn in as president.
Oh, okay.
So the statue is made of bronze.
So, Chad, this is basically the declaration. Yeah.
So we are going to the museum. We want you to go and see the burial place.
Let me know when you want us to pick you up.
Just here.
Yeah.
Just behind. Just behind.
Leon, go back.
Massage time. So 1 leg each. Let's heal him.
Heal me.
He came from a boxing match. Experience the magic of shea butter. Freshly handmade shea butter. Amazing for the skin, muscles, and healing for the body.
I'm getting healed. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm getting healed.
Crew Jane Jane. 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 Crew Jane Jane.
Who got him?
Our show speed right there, and that's where we wrap up on today's edition of the news updates here on Good Afternoon Ghana. My name is Helen Anyeweja, and I'll hand over to the small cricket and so now.
Right, Helen, thank you very much. Someone mentioned that, you know, the price of shea butter has gone up.
Right.
After that massage by Hamamat and her ladies, but truly it was beautiful seeing all of that happening. You know, going to the Asinima waterfalls, then to the Kuapin's partners, and then to the Independence Square, where a lot happened, and then to the Bukum boxing arena. He did some boxing there, and then we went to the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum also before that. So it's been a good experience, and on the socials so far, just one day, Ghana is having about 3.2 million views on YouTube on that, and this is just how we can take that and promote tourism in the country
Absolutely.
and across the world. Looking at this 21-year-old, all the Gen Zs follow him and all of that. So really, it's a good one.
Definitely a good one, this one.
Thank you very much, Ali, for bringing us the news updates. On that note, we're going to take a break. When we come back, I mentioned earlier that we're looking at the water challenges in the capital, but today we'll be focusing on residents from East Legon Hills, right? So my colleague Nana Kwesi visited the area. We'll tell you what he saw and what the residents had to say to him. But they're joining me on set, so we get to talk about the challenges and how they have been dealing with that. We're taking a break. We'll be back shortly. Stay with us.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ampedu.
Good afternoon, Mr. Asare.
How is business doing?
My business is collapsing.
Why is your business collapsing?
I sold my products and services to my clients on credit, and my debtors are not paying their debts.
Have you heard of Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company operating in all the 16 regions of Ghana?
Not at all.
Mr. Ampedu, all you need to do is to contact them on their customer service line. I recommend Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company to financial institutions, businessmen and businesswomen, other companies, and also individuals. Rosic Consult has 98.4% debt recovery rate. We have professional debt recovery managers. You are assured of swift debt recovery. No recovery, no commission. For Rosic Consult Limited, no more write-offs. And we pre-finance the recovery ourselves.
Welcome to GH Schools, your #1 training institute that offers practical-based tuition in media and a variety of skill acquisition-related areas. At GH Media School, we offer journalism and media studies, journalism and media arts, TV and film production, and multimedia production. Also, you are assured of the best beauty training with GH Cosmetology School. We offer training in massage and body therapy, makeup artistry, hair technology. Realize your dream of becoming an astute fashion designer with GH Fashion School. Here, we offer training in bridal wear, suits, ladies and men's wear, children's wear, and millinery. Do you have the interest of preparing sumptuous and tasty foods that meet local and international standards? Then, GH Catering School is the best place for you. We offer training in cookery, pastry and beverage production, events decoration, and hotel management. Be abreast with the current technological trends as you train with GH Technology School. We offer computer systems, hardware and software, CCTV installation, home security, and many more. GH Schools makes available well-equipped studios and workstations to give our learners the practical and industrial standard experience during tuition. Hostel facilities are also available. Instant admission is in progress. Register now. Purchase your admission forms online on www.admissions.gaschools.online. Locate us at Achimota Abofu Junction, opposite the Shell filling station. You can also contact us on 0544 622 250, 0577 622 250, 0204 622 250, and 0277 622 250. GH Schools. We say train, practice, achieve.
In every school, there is history. In every homecoming, there is pride. But in 2025, pride became competition. From convoys that shook the streets to colors worn with honor, from powerful reunions to legacy projects that will stand forever. Metro TV asked one bold question: which school truly owned the legacy in 2025? Welcome to Schools Homecoming 2025. Who is who? Send your school name, convoy videos, speech and prize giving highlights, and your 2025 legacy projects to 0550 090 702. Schools Homecoming, my school, my pride. This event is sponsored by Zoom Lion and Appointed Time Printing. Schools Homecoming 2025 is a Metro TV event supported by Original TV, Original 91.9 FM, and Metro Digital. Welcome back from the break. We're still here on Metro TV. This is Good Afternoon Ghana. My name is Desmond Okwekudanso, and we're live on 94.1 FM on radio. Also on Facebook, Metro TV Ghana. You can join us live on there. On DSTV, it is channel 277, and you can also watch us live on the multi-TV Digibox. I mentioned before the break that we're going to talk about the water challenges in the capital, a very serious one. We know very many areas actually in the capital do experience this issue of water shortage, the crisis, the challenges, and all of that. Today, we're going to East Legon Hills. Yes, that is what we're focusing on today. My colleague Nana Kwesi Kwetia visited the area, and residents have been telling him that it's been difficult for them in terms of getting water to do whatever they've got to do with that, and they've had to buy and all of those things. So let's listen to that. When we come back, I've got two of the residents in studio. Madam Patience Antonio is here in studio with me, and also Mr. Sam Akukeli. They've joined me in studio. So we get to understand. We understand they've met with the Ghana Water Company Limited, what happened, and all of that. For now, let's take that report by my colleague Nana Kwesi Kwetia.
So we are the Legon Hills community, which is made up of many estates, the Red Road, the Ridgeview, the Communication, and many others. And they have a water problem here. Some for 14 months, they've not had water. Some 2 years and counting, and many others a year and so on. And they've been reporting the issue to the authorities for them to take care of this for them, but nothing has been done so far. This coming Monday, on the 26th of January 2026, they are making a petition at the Ghana Water Company. The issue is, if you're not coming, then we're coming there ourselves.
This water issue has been causing us a financial burden because we have to rely on buying water from private suppliers, and this is really bad because water is a basic necessity that all of us are supposed to enjoy as citizens, but we end up buying water. Me in particular, I have to be buying water. I have a family of 6, so I have to be buying water 600 cedis every week. Every week. And my neighbors can attest to that.
So it takes me 500 cedis to fill up one tank for 2 weeks, which is really expensive. And the water is not even potable water, because the other day one of the tankers actually confessed and told us it's not water, it's a well. They're actually fetching it from a well. And I asked him, so what is the level of treatment? He said there's some white things they drop in there. I have no idea what that is. But apparently we're getting well water being sold to us as potable water. And I myself have been getting allergies. I've been getting allergic reactions. Just the other day, I put the two together. That when I started getting all these strange rashes and reactions. And I noticed it's when I stopped getting Ghana water. So obviously it's affecting our health. It's affecting our bank account. It's affecting the quality of our life. And Ghana Water has not been able to give us any reasonable reasons why we as law-abiding citizens are not getting access to potable water.
And for close to 2 years now, we've never had water. We buy water from the water tankers, and every week we spend close to like 400 cedis. Okay. A week. Depending on your family size, you might even spend more. Okay. So for me, I spend like 400 cedis in every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. A week's like 200 years. Okay. And that's a lot for my pockets. So we need to do something about it.
This has been going on for a while. At times, people skip work just to go there. We go there. They tell us. I think the last time they promised us they will come on Sunday. Some few hours to that proposed day, they said there's a pipe that has burst, so the water won't flow again. And we've been going there times without number, and they've been given several excuses, but.
So those are residents of East Legon Hills who spoke to my colleague Nana Kwesi Kwetia when he visited the area somewhere last week, and Yeah, they shared, how frustrating it has been for them. So we've got, as I mentioned, Patience Antonio is here, and also Sam Aku Kelly. They're here for us to talk about this, hear from them also what the experience has been and how they've been able to manage all through for some 2 years. Welcome to the program, and it's good to have you. Let me begin with you, Madam Antonio. I saw you nodding to some of the things the residents were saying. Share with us your story also with this water situation.
Yeah, thank you very much and the opportunity to represent the community.
Right.
So we are here as part of the Water and Utility Committee of East Legon Hills Association.
Right.
We have decided to put this committee together because we've realized that until we take decisive action, nothing will be done about our water situation. I have lived in the community for 5 years, and prior to the past 2 years, we were having water without any disruption. At least once a week, you will get water. Over the last 2 years, it's been extremely difficult. We rely on tankers, which are expensive, and the sources are unreliable. We cannot be sure of what water we are getting into our homes. And that is not even sufficient, because then there are other things that you need to do. You need to cut off because you are not having adequate water. Increasingly, we've been getting mixed reasons from Ghana Water Company. Today, they will tell you there's a pipe burst. The next day is some maintenance. The next day is some light-off situation. So they've been very, very, very inconsistent in their approach to addressing the situation.
And it's very interesting that you mentioned that you've been there for 5 years, and prior to 2 years ago, so the first 3 years, you had water running at least once
a week.
That is even very bad. Once a week, and then all of a sudden it stops coming.
Exactly.
Did they give an explanation to why that once a week, of getting water stopped?
All the issues that the district level, let me talk about, because there are 3 levels we have engaged.
Okay.
We've gone to the district level. The district level seemed not to have the capacity and also to have the needed equipment or whatever tools they need to do their work. That has been the excuses they've been giving us. And they tell us that anytime we are on schedule, we are supposed to be having water, but some way, somehow, some systems don't work. And so the excuses are not something we have to accept it, because we have been paying for water. Even when water is not coming, I still get bills in my house. And so these are some concerns we have, and we took it to the regional level, thinking that the region could come in and support us, address the issues at the district. We've written numerous letters as an association to them. None of them has yielded any positive response. That is why we decided then to go to the head office.
Right. So we'll get to the meeting at the head office, but let me bring in Mr. Aku Kelly. If you share with us how long you've also lived in the area.
Yeah, I've also been in the area for close to 5.
And the same situation that it used to come once a week?
A week, and sometimes even twice a week.
Right.
Depending on where you live within
the area.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can attest to all that she's put forth earlier. So that's the situation.
So how have you been managing with your family?
Yes, I think what residents do is to buy water from private water, tanker suppliers, which sometimes turn out to be unwholesome, like she said earlier. And also, when they realize that the situation has become an acute one, they also kind of tripled
they increase their prices because they know no matter what you would need that.
So this has been the situation up till now. And the various engagements at the various levels have been going on until we met the regional or national team yesterday. So the situation is a dire one.
All right. So if we're to understand that prices, so someone mentioned 400 cedis twice, that's in every 2 weeks.
Yes.
Someone also mentioned 5. So let's say the average 400 cedis for 2 weeks. So it means every month you're spending 800 cedis to get water into your home.
That's the minimum.
That's the average.
That's the average, as I mentioned. That's the average. And then You mentioned that you still do receive water bills.
I do.
You do?
I do. I have it on my phone. I do.
Every month?
Yeah, every month they will bring it to you, and I don't know whether when they at the attempt at getting the water, yesterday they explained to us that in terms of maybe the boosting, I don't know whether there are some air that passes through the tubes that generate that we can't sell, but that is one of our concerns.
Wow.
That some of us do get bills, and yet we do not have the water.
How much is that in terms of the bill?
Oh,
that
I
comes
think
monthly?
I should be looking at between 200, 250, thereabouts. That comes in and it adds up to, as if it's like your previous bill, your current bill, and they charge some percentages in terms of some other things that are legally to be added to it if they provide the service. And so you have all those charges also accumulating on the bill. And that is a concern for us.
And you pay?
Because sometimes if you don't pay, they will just come and say they are cutting the system from you. And so sometimes in order that with assurance that we would even get that paid, so we get whatever service we need, we go ahead and pay. There are times even community members pay some in advance. Like you have 500 cedis with them already, so they can do the deduction. So we've gone to every length to be of support to Ghana Water as a community, but I don't think they have really met the needs of that community.
I don't know the word to use because I'm not getting the services, so why am I even being billed for that? So with the engagement with the residents, that's when you decided to go engage all the levels from the district and all that. So the district, what did they say? And then I'm sure they couldn't do anything, as Madam said, and then you had to escalate it to another level.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the last engagement we had was with the National Office for Ghana Water Company Limited.
Mm.
But what we didn't get was an authoritative status on what needs to be done for us to have the water.
Okay.
So I can say the visit didn't really yield much.
Any result?
That's right.
Right. So that visit was yesterday.
That was yesterday. So we are expecting that we'll have to escalate our engagement, maybe to a higher authority,
right,
to see what duty bearers can help us.
Okay.
With.
So that was yesterday. At that level, were they able to tell why you aren't having water in your homes at East Legon Hills?
Well, they made it known to us that they no more have enough to go around. So they resort to scheduling for the various communities.
Okay.
The unfortunate situation is that each time it gets to our turn to even receive that little that should go around, we don't get it because they come in with various excuses. So the situation, I would say, we haven't had any assurance that
assurances
it will be resolved.
And I'd want to find out, who did you meet? Because, I mean, for us in the media, we always do engage Stanley Mate. And, of course, the MD, Adam Mutawakilu, has also been one that engages with the media. And so you met the MD?
We met Mr. Stanley Mante.
Okay.
And also the deputy director in charge of operations.
Okay.
You remember the name?
Yeah, and then we met another person who is in charge of special projects.
So it means you've gone to the highest level of the Ghana Water Company to try and ascertain why this is the situation.
Yes.
But per the engagement, you weren't satisfied with it?
We were told that it's the bottom line is that the scheduling of our area is what they would have to change for the people on the ground to be a bit flexible with the schedule, so that if the schedule lasts for Sunday, and that Sunday there's a bust, a pipe bust or light off or whatever excuses they've been giving us, then they should not skip us to another group because we didn't get it on the Sunday. And so then they would have to ensure that if the problem is rectified on Monday, they still would serve us. That is the only assurance we got. And the fact that they also wanted us to put a committee together a committee involving 2 of us from the residents, 2 from the region, and then 2 from the head office, so that this 6-member committee would be a standing committee that would see to it that we get information updated, and everything that has to happen would be working towards resolving the problem. And that is the assurance we got. We even actually wanted a commitment.
Like
as
a
to
timeline.
When, exactly. When are we getting water? We're giving between Monday to Wednesday. And so, God willing, tomorrow we'll be monitoring our pipes to see if we would get the water, because the 3 days grace or whatever amount time they gave themselves would have elapsed. And beyond that, we think that as an association, we would want to ask Ghana Water to at least be fair to us in terms of the water supply situation.
Because it's mind-boggling to know that you are negotiating for 1 day out of 7 days to get water.
Yeah. And we don't get it. And anytime we don't get it, it's been one excuse of a challenge from the district level. And the district level would keep giving you, I know my husband constantly will call the one in charge, and he would be like, okay, this coming Sunday, we couldn't do it because we have a pipe burst, there was a light off, there was low pressure, there was all kinds of excuses. So the next Sunday, hopefully you will get. And because of that, as a community, everybody has enough tankers so that at least when it comes, we can get adequate storage. Even if they give us once a week, I'm sure we will be grateful. We are not asking permanently having water flowing 7 days a week, but we are demanding that at least we've been served once a week will be fine. That is a minimum we can ask for.
Right. So I know if we can get, Derek, if we can get Mr. Marty to speak to all of us so that everybody watching and whoever could take note of that there's some assurances that this issue will be fixed as soon as possible. But if you just tune in, this is Good Afternoon Ghana on Metro TV with me, Desmond Okrekudan. We're speaking about the water challenges in East Legon Hills, where the residents are frustrated about the situation. And so they've tried to meet up with the Ghana Water Company. That happened yesterday. But as Madam Antonio said, they have been given 3 days, that by tomorrow they should expect something in terms of something to be done in terms of water coming through their pipes. If not, as she says, they would have to keep on doing this. Mr. Kokeli, how is this affecting you? I mean, water is very basic. Everybody needs water. You can't just imagine not doing anything, you know, when water is not available to you, your family, or the residents.
Yeah, like we said earlier, it means that you have to spend more more money in buying water from the private, and that would surely tell on the individual's pocket. And also, there are times that even the private water tanker suppliers are not able to get water to sell to us.
They're also not able to get water
sometimes to sell to us. So that means that sanitation issues would also, pop up.
Right.
And like I mentioned earlier, the quality of what they even bring is suspicious. And few residents have, been able to find out that they bring unwholesome water to them sometimes.
Right. So I'm getting. Sure,
you see, even the type of chores you would want to do normally in your home, you are unable to do because you do not have adequate water. If you want to clean your washrooms and others, if you want to do laundry, even cooking, you are cooking, but you are struggling with the water that you have. And yesterday, when we were at Ghana Water, one resident actually testified that he even saw worms in his water that was applied to him. So he had to just let go of all that water because he was so scared the source of water he was using. So our health issues are just also at stake, and therefore delays in the activities we need to undertake as a community. Because if you get up in the morning, like he said, the water tanker will tell you he needs to travel that far. So if he gave you 2 o'clock, you'll be waiting for 4 before the water will arrive. So it's been very, very inconveniencing for all of us.
How long does it take if you fill your tank, in your home?
I cannot give exact time because sometimes those times that it used to come, it will come maybe when we're not in the house.
Okay.
And so by the time you come, you will see that the water has come, the pumps, the tanks are full. Yeah, and then you check the meter, you see that actually the meter is running.
It's running.
And so I can't give an estimated time. But per the discussion we had yesterday, we got to know that they give it, I think, a shorter duration. And so sometimes when they do that, not every area of East Legon Hills gets the water. So one of the solutions they proposed was to give us ample time because some people are in hilly areas, some people are down. So if you don't give ample time and you just open the tap thinking that you have served us, you haven't served us because someone will not get.
Right. So I was even asking about if you buy the water from these private, providers or suppliers, how long does it take to get finished in your home?
Okay, so for me, I will go for 2 tanks.
Okay.
And that 2 tanks, I squeeze myself.
So that's one tank for 400?
One tank could be about 300, and then so I buy maybe 600 or 500 or sometimes above that.
Okay.
Depending on the size. They have sizes. So the size determines the price.
So 2 weeks?
So it will reach 2 weeks.
It won't reach 2 weeks?
It will not reach 2 weeks.
It also depends on the size of
the size of the family.
Exactly,
also.
because yes, we have to do a lot of things. So if you really want to use it the way we use water and enjoy water, and maybe when you are bathing, you are gauging the water level.
So it means everybody in the family knows that you cannot use so much
for bathing.
Or for doing this, for doing that. Mr. Kukeli,
yes.
Yourself also?
Yes, same.
Same?
Yeah,
at most 2 weeks?
Yeah, at most 2 weeks. And like I said, if the family is a large one, then you don't expect to hit those 2 weeks. So family size and the size of your tank.
Okay. Wow.
And if,
right. This is frustrating. I mean, as you can hear from them, the experiences that they're saying, and so we're going to open the phone lines in a bit, and then some of you can also share what is happening in your area. So this Christmas festivities and everything that happened, Christmas, New Year, how did you celebrate that? How did you do it?
We left the community.
You left the community?
Yes, please. So we enjoyed Christmas and we came back.
Because of the situation?
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, people can't even visit you because somebody comes to your house, you want to use the facilities you have, but the water is such that, I mean, if you can't tidy up because you do not have the water, it's a challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So we have Stanley Mate on now. We're going to speak to him and hear from him what he's got to say about the situation after the meetings today. Mr. Mate, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time here.
And thanks for having me.
Great. I'm sure you know these two our guests who have joined us here as they met with you yesterday. What really is happening at East Legon Hills?
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. What is happening is in East Legon Hills is happening to some other areas within the metropolis. We have challenges within the metropolis, and we are doing everything to solve them. It was good that they came around yesterday. We had a fruitful discussion, and we are going to put everything in place to ensure that they also have access to water. Now, some areas are very distressed, very distressed compared to other areas, and it's just by virtue of their location or by proximity to the source. Okay, so we have looked at it yesterday. We have met again on it this morning. We are going to go. We are going to look for a day that will be suitable for us to pump water to the area. And then we'll go on the field and to ensure that the right things are done for them to get access to water. Now, this is not only happening in East Legon, or this is not only going to happen in East Legon Hills. like I said, there are other areas within the metropolis who are facing the same challenge. So we are going to do the same for all other areas and ensure that at least everybody gets some adequate flow to survive on. So everybody watching us now or listening to the sound of my voice who is distressed in terms of water, I want to assure the President that we are on top of the situation, we are aware of everything that is happening, and we are doing everything possible that at least everybody can get adequate water to survive on. You may not get it regularly or 24/7 or like how you were getting a crowd to November 2025.
It's going to be once, as
but
they've
we are
been telling me.
Going, hello?
Yeah, I'm saying that is it going to be once a week, as they've been telling me?
I can't promise that it's going to be once a week for all areas. Some are going to get more than once in a week. Some, by virtue of their location, will get once in a week. But we'll ensure that there's adequate flow in the areas, especially on the days that you are supposed to get water. And then we'll ensure that you get the water, store enough, and survive until the next flow. Thank you very much.
Right. Is there a timeline to this?
Like I said, we published a rationing program initially somewhere in November, thereabout. There has been some distortions in the program, and then we are also faced with some challenges like erratic power supply, and then frequent bursts on our lines. So it's kind of distorting the program that we have done. We need to put redraw the program and ensure that we get everybody adequate flow. Now, for us to redraw the program, we need to put some measures in place, go on the ground and ensure that it is working. And when we realize that it is working, that is when we can publish it. So by the time we publish it, we are sure that on the days that we have said that some communities will get water, the communities will get water on those days. Thank you very much.
Right, Mr. Mate, kindly hold on. I have a few more questions that I want to ask. So she mentioned that you've given tomorrow as a 3-day space that they may see some water running. Is that right?
We didn't specify that it was going to be tomorrow. And like I said, we are coming up with some tentative program, okay, by ourselves. When we are done with that tentative program, we'll go on the ground and ensure that the tentative program works. If it works, then we'll publish it, or we'll make them aware that on this day or on that day you are going to get water. Right. Okay. And if it doesn't work, we'll retweet it, we'll retwork it, and then ensure that we are able to come up with a program that will work. Are you getting me? Right. So we are not promising. You understand? Because if we say anything, if we promise now and it doesn't flow tomorrow, that will go and be another problem. So they should allow us to do our program. We have listened to them. We have listened to other people within the metropolis who are also having the same challenges, and we are putting everything together to ensure that things work out. I hope I'm clear now.
Right. Yes, I understand that. Also, the challenges you're mentioning, does that include how not properly laid some zones? Is that a challenge? How does that affect you getting water to these areas?
When we get to the community, we will be able to tell. We are at the head office. Okay, we have our people at the regional office and then at the district level. We have digital maps on all areas within Accra. We have a digital map of our network, our pipeline network. So we are studying all those things now, together with the regions and then with the districts, and then we'll be able to tell or be able to put something on paper before we go into the ground. I'll plead with them to exercise patience. Okay, we are seriously challenged at the moment. One, the desal plant is off. Okay, and then two, we have only come to serve all these areas. Okay. Now, even with the desal on board, the water is inadequate. But now that the desal is off, it is making it more serious. So they should exercise patience for us while we try to solve the problem. We are still working at getting the diesel back on track. If the diesel begins functioning, our issues will be reduced. So let us exercise patience whilst we work on all these things. Thank you.
Right, Mr. Mate. So some for 5, 2, 3 years, the water has not been running, but I'm told that they do get water bills. What's the explanation for that?
If water has not gone through, we measure the consumption of our customers based on their meter readings. It is the meter that measures. If water has not gone through the meter, the meter will not read. So if the meter reader comes around and what hasn't gone through it, the meter will read 0. So you receive a bill that indicates 0. If water goes through, even for a minute, the meter will read that you've consumed a certain volume of water and you'll be billed for it. If for 2-3 years you are still receiving bills, it is because we have that social contract with you to provide you a service, and then we give you a bill for that. And if water hasn't flown, it means we haven't provided you with that service. But then the social contract that says that binds the two of us must still work, and that is the bill. So it will still come, but it will indicate 0. But if it indicates some level of consumption, then it means the water has gone through. I hope you're getting what I'm saying.
Yes, I understand that, but also, respectfully, some say that, as Mrs. Antonio has told me here, the water hasn't flown through their taps, but she keeps getting bills, and she's got to be paying. But you're saying that because there's a social contract, of you giving services to the resident, the bills do come through?
She has to check whether there's some arrears on the bill. If there are some arrears, then the arrears will indicate, and you have to pay for it. But if there are no arrears, and your consumption is 0, it will read 0. If you have arrears, but your consumption is 0 for the month, you see current consumption, 0. And your arrears will be there, indicating that amount. So that amount plus your 0 consumption for that particular month will be equal to that amount. You understand? X plus 0 is equal to X. So the X will be your amount due.
So that can only happen if you are in arrears and you've got to pay. Mrs. Antonio, are you owing?
Hello.
Right,
if you
sir.
still think that she's being billed for no flow, she should report it to the district office. The investigations will be done and it will be rectified. Some of our customers are on estimated billing. If you're on estimated billing, whether you have consumed water or not, that same specific figure will come every month. So if for 2-3 months you are not receiving water, just inform the office, and then that will be curtailed. Okay, or we'll fix a meter for you, and then you wouldn't have that challenge. So she should check whether she's on estimated bill or whether she has an arrears on, and then her current consumption, and then she will realize that her current consumption will be reading 0, or she has some arrears which added to the current consumption will be equal to the arrears. Or she's an estimated figure, so every month that same figure will come.
Okay.
And she has to pay.
Right, so she's got to make a complaint about that. As we wrap up on this, Mr. Mate, apart from the East Legon Enclave, as we're having this conversation, and that's what it's based on, which other areas have come up that your outfit is working on assiduously to resolve their challenges?
Okay, so Teshi has come on board, Nungwa, some parts of the Springfield Road, some parts of Chado, and some parts of La. Now we have received letters from Amasaman and then surrounding communities. So there are a few communities who are distressed currently, and we are doing everything possible to ensure that they get water. Thank you.
Right. Someone may ask that, are we having challenges also because of this Galamsey thing and how it's got to the treatment of water now is becoming very difficult for the Ghana Water Company Limited?
Thankfully, in Accra, there's no Galamsey. But then there's some pollution of the river bodies, especially the Densu River. Okay, there are a lot of pollution along the Densu River, and that thing culminates into heavy polluted source at the Densu Dam, at the Weja Dam. Okay, so pollution is affecting us on the Denso River, but not Galamsey.
Right. Mr. Stanley Mate, thank you very much. Or can you hold on? Is there any question, Mrs. Antonio, you want to ask, or Mr. Kukeli?
They are not definite about when the problem can be fixed.
Mm. And I asked about timelines and definite times that this will be fixed. He says he cannot promise that.
Yes. So our fear is that we'll end this program and then we'll return to the status quo, where people will continue to struggle for water in the community.
Mr. Mate, so can you tell us a month, 2, 3, 4, a year?
You know, for us to get water to our customers, okay, it is based on a lot of factors, including exogenous factors, factors that are beyond our control.
Which are?
Factors that we do not have control over. For instance, power. The other aspect could also be pipe burst. We have said it time and over again that most of our pipelines are weak. Okay, at very high pressures, they give way. Okay, so some of these unforeseen challenges occur. And when they do, there's nothing we can do than to shut down and to have them repaired. Or if there's a power outage, we can only work with ECG to ensure that we get power. Power could come back after 1 hour or after 24 hours, depending on what caused the power outage. Okay, so they should exercise patience. This thing is not peculiar to Ghana alone. These things they happen everywhere in the world. Okay, so when they happen, we expect that everybody will appreciate the situation, sympathize with us, and support us to work and ensure that they get the water.
But Mr. Mate, if it's happening elsewhere, that doesn't mean it should happen here.
For us to sit in the office and do nothing while people struggle for water. No. We are here because we have to serve the people with water. And staff of Ghana Water Company Limited do or work hard, do everything possible within their means to ensure that our customers get water. So they should appreciate that, bear with us, work together with us, so that we can solve the problem.
Respectfully, Mr.
Let me also say this. Let me also say this. Within our communities, hello, please allow me to say this.
Please go ahead.
Within our communities, okay, hello.
Mr. Mate, please go ahead. We are here.
Okay. Within our communities, most of us are using inline pumps to siphon the water from our pipelines. Now, when we are distressed, like it is happening now, and the water coming into our community is without pressure, and then a few people will use inline pumps to siphon the water, they deprive the entire neighborhood of water. So if we are living in the communities, let us ensure that the recalcitrant ones, the antisocial members of the community who are using inline pumps, must put an end to it. Report them to either the Ghana Water Limited or the police, or you can even do citizens' arrest. In East Legon Hills, for instance, they have a water association. The association can go around and talk to their neighbors who are using the inline pump to put an end to it. If they're able to do that, most of them will get water, or more of them will get water than those getting now. But more of the people within the community will get water. They should give it a try. With this in Nungwa and the whole of last weekend, we didn't have any challenge in Nungwa. Just a few people put we seized a few pumps within the community, and then water went to everybody's home. Even if at low pressures, people were able to store enough water, which will take them to the next weekend when water will flow again. So let us also do that.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Mate, I'm sure definitely they appreciate the work you're doing. That's why they try to engage with you. But to generalize the situation, they're also being hurt in the pocket. They're telling me about how they've got to pay almost 800 to 1,000 cedis every month for these private water suppliers to bring water to them, which is not even wholesome. They don't even know where the water is coming from, and it is expensive. So it is hurting their pockets. That is why they have come out and they've tried to have a meeting with you and of course, to find a situation or a solution to this particular situation. Madam Antonio, do you know anybody in the area who has an inland, as he's saying?
This is the first time I'm hearing this. I have no idea, because our community is one that we are law-abiding. and that I can promise. I don't have any idea of that.
Okay. So,
claim they don't have water to supply to the community.
Right.
How then do they expect that people will have such pumps planted on the lines to siphon water, such that others will not be having the water?
True. Mr. Mate, did you hear that? If water is not coming to the community...
Yes, I heard them.
Right.
Yesterday in our interaction, okay, there was one gentleman who says that the next street to where he lives, okay, he realizes that they have water flowing most of the time. So I raised the issue. Then it means that the implication is that water flows into the community, but it's not getting to everybody. If what I'm saying is false, they can say it. I raised it at a meeting. So it is not like water is not flowing at all. It is flowing, but maybe at low pressures, or there are some other factors that are depriving the rest of the community from getting water. And I have raised some issues. So they shouldn't just discount the issues. Okay, they should take it up and then see and follow up and see whether it is true or not. Okay, because it is happening in most communities. Okay, so they can't rule that one out.
Mr. Mate, but again, you mentioned that this is not peculiar to East Legon Hills. There are several other areas that are having these challenges with water. So it may not be because of one person.
And I have also cited an example of Nungwa, where we managed to seize a few pumps, and then the whole area had water. Just last weekend.
So just one person can stop the whole area from getting water?
It is possible, at least a certain radius. So if within a certain radius you have about 4 or 5 people using pumps, it can impact on the entire area.
Okay.
Because the pressures are low, and they are using high pressure pumps to siphon the water.
Okay. So to solve the situation, no timelines again?
No, I'm reluctant to mention timelines because
because if you mention the timeline, then we can hold you to that.
To get into the area.
Because if you make it open, we won't be able to hold you to that, okay, it could happen anytime.
But I also can't mention it because I don't know what the problem is. To solve the problem, you should be able to identify the problem.
But it's been 2 years since
we
they haven't had
identified
water.
the problem yet. So how can I give timelines for solution?
It's been 2 years and they've been engaging from the district to of course, the national institute, but from the district, they should know. It's been 2 years they've been going there to complain about lack of water.
In the last 2 years, or more, we have told the entire Greater Accra region that there's a gap between demand and supply. So it will be very difficult for every area to be supplied 24/7. And that is why we have the rationing program. So we are going by the rationing program. If the rationing program is not working for a certain area, we'll go down there, identify what the challenges are, and have them solved.
All right. So please do go down there and let's see.
We will do that as promised. Rest assured. Thank you so much.
Right. Stanley Mate is the Director of Public Relations at the Ghana Water Company Limited, sharing with us what the reasons are why East Legon Hills residents are not getting water, not even once a week. No, we've got to wrap up on this, but definitely this is one that would follow. Mrs. Antonio, as we wrap up, you heard him. Are you convinced? Do you appreciate what he says?
I think his last statement is even more worrying. To the fact that if they've not identified the problem, how do they solve it? So it means as we speak, they still haven't had the hold of what actually is happening in our community. And for me, that is worrying because you have a district office that is close in the community. And given all the complaints and the reports, we were expecting that the district office would have had a briefing to the head office, exactly what the challenges are. So he's telling us that they don't know the problem. That's why if they've not identified, then they cannot give a timeline. I think it's very worrying.
Mr. Akokeli.
Yes, looking at what is going on, I think we may have to solicit your Thai office to reach out to the sector minister to see what help can come from there because they control the public purse. So if Ghana Water is having any challenges in terms of funding to replace their worn-out machines, then they will have to come in. So I think that is what we need to do through you.
All right. Thank you very much for coming. Definitely, this is one that everybody has heard him as a director of public relations, what he said, what you've shared also with us. But before you go, are there any schools in the area? How do they go to school, do all of that without water, adequate water?
Everybody is buying. There are a number of schools in the area, and I'm sure they are buying. Because you can't stay within the community and say you are not buying water. Everybody is buying. And the way we are talking about it, it's been the prolonged nature of this supply. If the whole of January, I get water like 1.5 tank, it's a supply. Sometimes it doesn't even come. And some people's pipes have not run for 2 years, especially those in the hill areas. And so they need to identify the challenges. And I also want to say that it is not our responsibility as a community to go to house identifying pumps that have been fixed so that we will stop them. It is a role of Ghana Water to do it. Because I don't have any contractual relationship with any house to go and say, can you open your house? Can I check your pump? It is their work. They should do it.
Thank you very much for coming this afternoon. There are members of the Water and Utility Committee at East Legon Hills speaking to us about the challenges in the area in terms of water. And you also heard from Stanley Mata. We're taking a break. When we come back, I mentioned that we've got a very big interview coming up on the show. We're speaking to Madame Frances Esiam. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
I'm a branch manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Healthy soil is where every great harvest begins. At ACAP, we turn waste into wealth, producing rich organic compost made right here in Ghana for our farmers and our future. Whether you are planting small or big, ACAP compost improves your soil, boosts your yields, and saves you money. Even in your own home garden, give your soil life naturally. ACAP compost, from waste to wealth.
Each note a star, a shining art, the platform's beat, a hopeful start. Voices rise, instruments gleam, sharing dreams, a flowing stream. In every chord, a story told, a world of music, brave and bold. This is a Duty World production. Showing on Metro TV this and every Saturday at 8 p.m. Beat and serve. What you talking about? That's it.
Welcome back from the break. This is Good Afternoon Ghana. My name is Desmond Okrekudaso, and we'll be speaking to Madam Frances Asiam in a bit, but of course, something about the environment is something that we need to always have keen interest in, and so the World Environment Day was marked yesterday, and my colleague Harriet Addy was at a program that was held to mark this day.
The seminar held on the premises of the American International School aimed at equipping students with practical knowledge on how to properly separate waste at the Environment Service Providers Association, who emphasized that effective waste management begins with education, especially among the youth.
Now the world has gone green. There is nothing like burning of waste and landfilling waste. Rather, we are being encouraged to do recycling. So to get the recycling right, we have to start segregation at source from the point of generation so that we can have good materials for the other companies that will be taking the material, the off-takers, so that they can have quality staff to work with. And what would happen? There will be job for the youth, there will be employment, and then a whole lot of things would happen and our economy will improve.
It was Giftio Pokwajiman, Business Development Manager at the Environment and Sanitation Processing Cluster of the Jospon Group, who highlighted the significance of World Environment Education Day.
We are going to other schools to educate people on waste segregation at source. So our home, from wherever we are, we can start segregating the waste that we generate, the organic waste, the plastic waste and all that. When we're able to do that, we save a lot of money at our plants.
Students at the American International School expressed excitement about the knowledge gained from the seminar. One of the students, Kelvin, shared his passion for environmental cleanliness and sanitation, noting that the session has strengthened his commitment to protecting the environment.
The environment is a self-regulating organ on its own, but we humans, we tend to disrupt its ways of regulating itself. So I began this project so that here in our school and in our community, we can help the environment to undergo its natural causing harm to the environment.
Another student, Imani, also spoke about what she learned during the seminar.
I learned about segregation today, that it's a very important factor to deal with because our environment is very important, and I feel like as people, if we take that responsibility, we can better our earth and we can move to have a sustainable environment.
Right, so it's great that we always have the younger ones understand the assignment of keeping the environment clean and nature to take its course, and that's what was held to mark the World Environment Day yesterday. A report put together by my colleague Harriet Addy. So we're getting into this conversation now, and this woman is she's a big woman. I mean, she's one that is senior in our space. She is a Ghanaian politician, a development consultant, and she has been involved in public administration and Ghanaian politics for a very, very long time. And she also is former CEO of the Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company Limited. And she has loads of experience under her belt. And it's a pleasure for me to speak with her this afternoon. Of course, she's still involved in politics. We'll be talking about the NPP's primaries. It's just this Saturday, and of course, make sure that you keep it logged right here on your Election Central, on Metro TV, Original TV, and Original 91.9 FM. We're bringing to you all of that. And if you've been following, you know that we've been doing all the stories prior to the event on Saturday, to the election, to see who amongst the five would win that ticket to be the flag bearer for the NPP. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest this afternoon is Madam Frances Irabna Asiam. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us today on the program.
Good afternoon.
So I was saying that I haven't seen you in this building since we got here, but of course you used to be regular with us here on Metro TV. Why has it been long since we saw you?
I've been here for some time. Annie was hosting me.
Right.
Yeah, but I had some health problems.
Okay.
So I had to actually keep off the media You know, waking up early morning.
Right.
And when you're in your 60s, you will listen to your doctors and your body very well. Also, we'll be visiting the other side of the world. That's infinity, where you don't know where the vacuum takes you. So actually, I had what you call pulmonary embolism, PED, and you know, that's a blood clot in the lung. You know, my weight will carry me where no man goes, so it had to take some time. And so I'll take this opportunity to advise everybody that as for weights and things which are not good for you, keep off. Health is very, very important. So I'd actually thank all my medical professionals at the Accra Medical Center. First of all, to Dr. Frimpong Boateng, and then to the AMC staff and crew.
Right.
Yeah, Dr. Babington. Thumbs up to you
So
and all the doctors.
Have you been holding up?
Pardon?
Have you been holding up?
Oh, I'm fine.
So
I'm
you're
fine.
fine. You're fine now.
I'm perfectly okay.
Right.
I was saved in the nick of time. Probably maybe 8 minutes to my call to yonder, but I'm now perfectly fine.
We thank God. We thank God for that. But take me back to, I want to understand school, right? Because I know you attended the University of Ghana.
Yeah.
You studied political science.
Absolutely.
And then you went to Gempa, you did a couple of things. And then you've been very passionate about women empowerment. In fact, doing that with young girls, knowing that yourself, you have about six daughters, right? So how important was that for you through university? And even coming out to be this vociferous woman that everybody, you know, sees, and the impact on younger women getting into public work, getting into politics?
Thank you so much, because this is an area that I'm very passionate about. And actually, from the University of Ghana, I actually went to the University of Ghana to do law. That was my passion.
Right.
And I hope to do it. Yeah, I hope I will do it.
You still hope to do law?
I have the LLB. And with the new reforms coming up, I think it's an opportunity for those of us who have suffered from the old system, which has been across time in Ghana. All those who did not listen to the cries to amend the system, they never did any examination. They never did anything like that to get into law school. But they never understood us. But thank God, the reforms are on. Truth is truth. And people like me will have the opportunity of being called to the bar in Ghana. Because I can't go abroad due to my comorbidities. So that aside, so everybody knows what is in store for me. That aside, I would say that the University of Ghana, I was very active politically, more than gender-wise.
Okay.
Yeah. It was when I got to Gempa, you know, after some political issues, and my department wouldn't even finish up the supervision of my thesis. I came from a by-election for the NDC. That was, I think, Amenfi West, or East, one of them, the by-election and rustication. Because most of my lecturers there were sympathetic to the MPP. I wouldn't even name them. So I was just called before the whole political science, you know, I mean, the bigwigs at the department. And I said, why? In fact, that time I was doing my MPhil, because my intention was to do the doctorate in international politics at Birmingham University. And that time, without the MPhil, you cannot do it.
Do that.
Now things have changed with the masters. At times with the first degree, you can do so much. So actually, I came back from the by-election, where the NDC lost, of course, and it was a surprise. I was called by the department, and lo and behold, they said I should reapply to do the masters again. And I said, hey, the MPhil again. And I said, oh, because my work hadn't been marked. So in a nutshell, I reapplied again. Me, I'm an academic, you know, slave dog. So I reapplied to join the next batch, so that I would have forfeited what I'd done for a
very
year.
first one, yeah.
Because I was doing in the thesis, I hadn't completed it. Then all of a sudden they told me that I'm blocking people's chance. I looked at them. I was older than most of them because I went to the university as a mature student who had 4 girls already. It's the last 2 I had whilst I was at Legon, you know. And so I said, why? They said, you're blocking. I said, why didn't you tell me I was blocking other people's chances? You've made me go through everything. I've qualified for the interview, and then all of a sudden, it was a barrage of. So I realized that it was more political, you know, than a departmental issue.
Reasons, right?
Because I had people like Baba Jamal, Baba Hai, whose thesis was marked long after I'd been refused. So I came crying to Gimpa, to Professor Ade. God bless him. He said, don't cry. You are brilliant looking at your academic, you know, record. So don't worry. And that time, Gimpa was administering some subjects, but it was in the name of the University of Ghana. You know, that affiliation with Cape Coast. So it was funny. So I registered, he cooled me down, talked to me, and I calmed down. And then he said, come and register. And I said, fine. And you know, Gimpa was expensive at that time. Not too much though, but it was within my means. But most people would not be able to afford it. If they were not doing consultancy or in some useful endeavor. So, fruitful endeavor. So I thank Professor Ade and I put myself to the task. One of the toughest disciplines under the School of, I think, Public Governance or something.
Yes, the SP.
Then, yeah, and I said, I'll do it. I'll shame the Legonites, the lecturers there. Because when I was going to Legon, I was a mature student, and I said, Legon or death. And I went through the mature students program and came in. I was a very brilliant student. I used to brag. So then Professor Ade got me in. I registered, I paid. He got me in the Masters of, what do you call it? Development Management. It's not an easy course. You had a lot of people from outside, Gambia, you know, parts of Africa coming to do that course. And it wasn't easy at all because you had things like national and district and national planning policy, you know, and then you have things like gender and development. That's why I wanted to land on this history. So I'm not just a gender advocate, but it was one of my specialization courses in Gimpa. And then I did organizational, you know, hierarchy and structure, you know, all those public admin courses.
So it's not just about
it was not just about, no, it was just about peace science and things. Because of what they did to me, I meant to get my master's in the discipline development management, you know, district and public planning policy, national planning, and all those allied subjects. There were 6 of them, but I don't want to go into them. I mean, there's an interview. But as for gender, I made sure that I entered into the gender and development course. I know in Gimpa, if you're teaching masters, you must have a PhD, high class. So there were very good lecturers. It was all geared towards the educational style. It was like suited to your personality. And for adults, it was well tailored. You know, that's when I learned a lot of the IT things, you know, learning to be on the computer. I couldn't type A before. You had to do French. I mean, it was mandatory. Certain things like ICT, French, they were mandatory. So Gimpa was the all in all.
So it showed you all of that.
In fact, it exposed me. And I said, God leads you where he wants you to be. So I did my master's in development management, and I was extremely proud when I graduated because we used to have a lot of seminars and workshops. And that's where the media pass Chief Justice, her ladyship, Justice Tokono, came to give one of the most brilliant, what do you call it, speeches at a workshop that I'd ever heard throughout my global and international interactions and locally. And it spurred me on that a woman, a female, I think she was at the appellate court then, and as a female talking about her experiences, certain judgments which exuded honesty, clarity. And as for this, my Lord, I will do it before I die.
So definitely, it's one that, as you mentioned,
Like that, remember, if the last thing that I should do, I'll do the Lord before I
before.
die. So to cut the whole academia thing short, I graduated with my MDM, which I'm so proud of, a certificate I don't joke with. I already had my BA in political science, and they wouldn't, even the MPhil, they wouldn't allow me to do it. But I got this master's in GIMPA, and I was proud of it. It was a Legon course. By the time of graduation, they had shifted it to pure GIMPA. Then I went on to do the LLB. You see the trajectory.
Yes.
That's the focus. I went on to, I said, if I have the LLB, even if I'm 90 years, I can do the law.
You do.
Except they change it, the age for doing it. So that was it. So I got the LLB to GIMPA. I graduated beautifully. Thanks up to Dr. Professor Abuchi, who is now at University of Professional Studies.
I just see how excited you are talking about the academics, and of course, this is one that young ladies, I mean women.
Absolutely. I encourage them because my 6 girls, for instance, because they were girls, I pushed them, they pushed themselves, because I was always in one academia thing or the other.
As the mother, you yourself are.
I was always schooling.
So
they were my stomach, I was schooling. So what else? Very brilliant girls. So my firstborn, for instance, in a jiffy, it's a degree holder. She's a nurse, a senior nursing officer, and she's a degree holder.
You have to go to school.
She has a degree in nursing. And she went in, she was on the job, you know, and then I pushed her, and she went to Wisconsin, thumbs up to them, and did a nursing degree. My second born did HR in Legon at the School of Administration, and she did HR. And then my third girl, she did HR, but she's teaching now. And then my third girl is a medical officer. My third girl is a senior medical officer, doing her residency, completing this year. So she's at Rich, obstetrics and gynae. And then you have my fourth girl, who is a graphic designer, you know, graduated in communication studies, you know, that's arts, from the University of Science and Technology.
Okay.
Then my fifth girl is a lawyer doing her pupillage. I won't mention where.
You won't mention where.
I won't mention where, because she still has to get a job opportunity when she finishes. And then my final, my baby last, also went to tech and did fashion design, because she was into the visual arts. And right now she's an entrepreneur, doing her own bridal wear, everything, clothing line, and also doing drinks and ice creams on the side. So in a nutshell, this is Frances and her family.
That's beautiful to hear. Just that
I'm a widow, so I say me and my girls were family. And I have 6 grandchildren, brilliant and also coming up. But luckily, I have some boys in, so they are my remnant security.
Yes, I see.
So I think that's enough for them.
But of course, just that no one went to UCC, but it's fine. It's fine. Let's talk about the entry into politics and what it has been over the years. Originally, you were the National Democratic Congress, the NDC.
Yes.
What caused that switch?
Not PNDC.
Pardon?
Not PNDC.
No, I said the NDC.
Oh, I thought you were doing a P and NDC in brackets.
The NDC. What was your time in NDC like? And then, what caused that switch? What happened for you to switch?
Okay, I'll be very brief.
Right.
Yeah. You know, at 67, you're likely to be lengthy, but I'll be very brief.
That's fine.
That's why I've mentioned my age. I entered the NDC politics, not really beginning from NDC, but actually when the revolution came on and our consciences had been assuaged, like it was ongoing, and almost every youth, you know, loved may he rest in peace, former President John Rawlings, and you know, the sheer bravado and all those, you know, revolutionary antics and the tactics and semantics. We got into it. So actually, I was a cadre.
Okay.
I was a cadre at a point, not a cadre like a registered cadre, but they used to invite me when they were sitting on cases in Adabraka at their CDR office. But I was a trader by then, actually, going out and bringing goods. But somehow I was excited because a cousin of mine was part of the cadres at within the Adabraka zone. So she would invite me that, oh, Frances, you're intelligent, you like justice. So you come, we are looking at this case. And everything I said normally went against what they were, they would arrive at, you know. So it helped a lot of people who would have otherwise been dealt with, I think you understand, in a manner that would not be taken as maybe trampling on their rights.
Right.
Not a manner that would say does not represent justice. So I helped a lot. So I started becoming popular within their circles. So that was my first brush or my first contact with the progenitors of NDC. Now come to NDC. I was in Legon, and it looked like everything, okay, General Rawlings was in power, but it looked like from the CPP tradition, you know, my father was a former member of parliament under the Nkrumah regime.
Right.
He was a member of the legislative assembly. That was before independence.
Independence.
Yes. And so it looked like things were not going well with the left. So I'd argue with teachers in the classroom and so on. And when I came out, I'll be warned. And then finally I found out that no, the MPP was too strong on campus. When NDC had meetings, people were shy to go. So the late Komla Dumo,
right.
you know, he was a stranger. I hope I'm correct.
Yes.
For Joy
Yeah.
FM and some other news platforms or whatever. So in fact, he said, hey, but you Lone Ranger. And I said, no way, I'll revive the student movement of NDC on campus. So the TAIN was formed, and I was a foundation member.
Of TAIN?
Yes, and I became the TAIN women organizer on campus. And then in a tough election with Mills, I became the TAIN president of Legon. And I became the TAIN vice president of the entire TAIN in Ghana. Yes.
And then you moved on to...
And then, you know, so from there, and when President Rawlings was traveling on a state visit to UK, I was part of the delegation. And so many people didn't understand why, you know, they said, no, then Nana Konadu, may she rest in peace. Her Excellency, she said, no, 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 my lady, my Legon lady should go with us. I was given top preference. So on from there was my entry into NDC politics. Then I became a member of the Greater Accra Regional Executive.
Executive?
Yes, as a deputy women's organizer, responsible for, what do you call it, operations. Yes, we were two. One was admin, I was operations, and then we had our boss, Haji Azuleya. And then from there, I became the secretary to Madame Cecilia Johnson, God bless her. She steeped me in it, was she and the former First Lady. But I was never a member of the 31st. Let's get it clear, never. So what happened was that I was secretary to the women's wing, that's Anti-CC. Today you call me a special aide.
Yes.
And so on and on and on, then I came in contact with Honorable E.T. Mensah,
Okay.
who really fine-tuned me. And then the almighty, my political mentor, Madame Faustina Nelson, Auntie Faustina, hi, thumbs up to you. And then Dr. Obeda Sama, you know, everybody kept on, you know, as I moved up. So it was when I came to the center and I became the woman organizer. Rawlings didn't support me. Dr. Samoa, even though he denied it, I knew he was supporting one Madame Alice Boone. And former President Rawlings was supporting Madame Amma Benyuado. But somehow they all moved out almost at the last minute, you know, and I went to some others. I even told people to vote for one or two so that they will also have some votes. Because I took everything up that day.
Wow.
So after that, I was a national woman organizer. But in politics, when you get to the center, then you realize the lapses. So I began to see that democratic institutions are like political parties are not wholesome as they project. And you know, I'm the curious person. I'm very, very, I would say aggressive when I want to know what it is.
Yes.
So the more I got closer to the center, the more I became disenchanted.
What did you find in the center?
In the center, I found out that there was clickism. You had to be so subservient, which is not my nature. It's one thing I hate. To kowtow to anybody, no way. To compromise on principle, absolutely not, definitely not. So at the end of the day, before we come to my subject matter, which is really my MPP now, I was getting disenchanted and I started raising my voice. So the first thing was at Metro TV, at your old premises. And I came on strong that the former First Lady and the former President, may they all rest in peace, should distance themselves from the party because of this cliche and, you know, what do you call it, stigma of blood was used to sign something, and this revolutionary issues where some Ghanaians, some of them had really been through thick and thin, you know, and it was really a dent on the image of the NDC. So I won't mention names. Some of us decided that, the Rawlinses must be kept in the background. Not totally, so that the party can do what? Integrate properly within the political psyche, not system. It was already the psyche of Ghanaians. Or else we stand to go down the abyss as time rolls on, if this revolutionary thing is always being used against the party. That was my sin. So I was in Metro TV, and that was then Randy asked a few questions. I think he was the host.
Yes.
And Randy and Yaru Kasambata came on later on, so one of them. And I just said the truth, that the Rawlinses should stay back.
That was your truth.
That was the truth. It was the truth. But eventually, that's what happened. They should stay back, you know, as leaders, Council of Elders and all that. Madam took us a 31st to run, so that the party can be run in modern times, and that huge revolutionary will go off. And no. That was my, then to cut the matter short, so we do the actual interview, because this is time. It didn't go down well with some people. Then there was a clique who were encouraging me, you know, that they need to be silent. When it got to the climax, everybody abandoned me, and I was left as the sole ranger carrying the fight on. And I couldn't go back.
So it means you were betrayed?
Yes, I couldn't. Yes, not betrayed, but abandoned.
Okay, you were
because
abandoned.
I believed in that principle. So it became give and take, banter with them. And I think nobody was really talking back to them like I was, you know. And I said, no way. So I wasn't going to stand for any position. I was supporting Dr. Obed Asamoah. And then it was used as an avenue to try and maim me. So it was at the Koforidua. We had a lot of problems. You know, at times Panther would come to the head office. At times I'll block. I said nobody should come. It was a huge thing. The Ahoy brothers tried to come in, Uncle Kwame and Uncle Ato. It didn't work, right? Then at the end of the day, we went to Koforidua. We were warned, but I spoke and said it's not true. Even my children had a dream that I shouldn't go because they were too young. I said, what do you people know? Said I was sitting in the circle that surrounded me, and people were like going to kill me. They said, leave our mother alone. I said, you stop these things. Because I don't believe in those things. I went to Koforidua and it happened. My eye was hit with a bottle of water. I mean, the big one, 1.5 liter.
Yes.
Filled. My eye was hit.
By who?
Till today, I don't want to mention names. Till today, this eye always has a little something in it. You know, I came and I asked you, is there redness in the eye? And then Honorable Dana Bodapi and the Kwadanswa took me to the next day. Yawono refused. They did it to me later. Honorable Yawono, he said, your sharp mouth, I won't get up from my seat. Already, I'd had a problem with the Rawlinses upstage. So Haruna Idrisu took over most of the MCing, right? And so he was insulting me, MPP, ASHAWO, this TV. And I referred to him saying, Then they were insulting me and his wife across, and I was. So Honorable Anatete came in. I mean, she was, I think, with the legal committee. So almost close to them, and she came in that, no, I should stop and move away. I said, I won't move for them. Then the former president came to sit by me, intending to hit me. Then Madame Princess Bolko, one of our elders, came in trying to intervene. How did it be her?
Former President
Rollins, yes.
Rollins, okay.
Came to sit by me. I mean, the press was there. Everybody saw it. And then came to sit by me and was insulting me again. And I also gave it back to him. I didn't insult him. I also gave it back to him in like manner. Then he wanted to remove whatever he was wearing on his foot, you know. And I said, if you hit me, I'll hit you, because I've not been trained in the army to say yes, sir. So it was at that point that Honorable Yiti Mensah came and said, please, in our language, Dangme, you know, partly Krobo, came in and said, please, my sister, just leave. So when it was break, Professor Mills also sent them to tell me to leave. So when it was break, I just left the stage. So coming to sit down, getting ready to vote, then the thing started. In fact, some of the Zongo boys called me, excuse me, I can't mention their names, that the old one has had a meeting with them and said, that's for today, be today. So I should leave. I said, I won't leave. Whatever they want to do, they should do. So this girl came to hit my eye with a bottle of water. I was shocked because she was one of my confidants from the north. I mean, like political, you know, affiliates, like, what do you call it? Not affiliate, but like acquaintance from the north. She hit me. I said, hey, why? Then one of my deputies came and said, they are planning to maim you. So my sister, please leave. I won't mention her name or where she is now. And I said, no, I won't leave. Then Yokaja Adamafio came and said, hey, leave. Then lawyer Kwekuba came and said, please leave. So now they called Colonel, is it Asasijima? Asasijima, maybe the proper title. I think formerly has something to do with national security and so on. I think a retired soldier. He came in and said, Francis, why do? And I said, I won't leave. So he was the one who convinced when they carried me upstairs, because the noise outside baying for my blood was high. So they took me upstairs. You know, it's a gallery. And there was one room which was being used for prayers. And asked some CDR people to guard me. Then all of a sudden, Honorable Totobi Kwache passed. And then I saw the policemen who were keeping guard upstairs also go down the emergency exit. Then Madame British Newman, a former woman organizer of, you know, Mamubi, I'm talking of Iowa so East. This ends the matter. Came shouting, Frances, in Ghana, they are coming to kill you. Kick. So the woman was beaten to pulp. And because of me, she had to be in hospital for a long time. And that was when Asasi Jima came in, Kofi Ato came in, Honorable Kofi Ato came in, you know, like to the rescue. And then John Coleman, may God bless you. He fired Azoka. Apologized to me later. Azoka and his boys were the ones who came to beat me. You see the Barazim. Wow. That's the horsewhip, the one with the metal in. Yes. My brother, my back. If it was not the lace stretch that I wore, my 6 girls may have been prostitutes or destitutes on the streets of Accra, because I was a defenseless widow. My husband had died in 2000. So you can imagine the state I was in.
So you really went through a lot.
So Kofi Ato, and I said, me, I've left the party. Case closed. Nobody should talk to me. So from there, Alhaji Idrisu Mahama, God be my witness. In fact, I don't know what I will do or say to that fine senior man. He sent his car to come and save me through the emergency exit. An assemblyman Abu from Medina came in and the situation was tense. They were baying for my blood outside, though, my brother. So even the emergency exit, we couldn't go. And they turned his car upside down. They said don't allow it, they'll turn it upside down. And they used the taxi to block the entrance. So now the police had to be called in.
To try and sort.
Not by the party, but by the security around. I think Nancy or somebody. So they called the police reinforcements, some soldiers. And you know what happened? Tear bomb was thrown before I was held into, you see this my leg, I was held into the Range Rover. the police, what do you call it? Land Rover.
Land Rover.
Look at me, being thrown like a fish into the Land Rover, plus my secretary and 1 or 2 women who were crying and howling. They beat all of us. So when we got into the thing, then straight to Galloway, we spent the night there, fearing for our lives. And there Kwame Sefaka entered me, and I said, Mijai. Otom, Kwame, Mijai.
You are done.
And that was all.
And that was all.
So to cut the matter short, it was Metro 2 I came to the next morning. Uncle Kweku Bako inquiry. I came to Metro. And Ayaraga was sitting there, Honorable Ayaraga was sitting there saying it's a lie, it's not true. Then I appeared over there. And now he was petrified, he couldn't talk. Then Nana Kumia looked at my back and said, hey, you know, the wealth. So everybody understood me. I said, Unketia, God bless him. They tried all their best to bring us back to Japan. But I said, I won't come back. The letters they brought were published. I said, I won't come back. So I was not suspended or sacked. But I refused to be part of the NDC. Due to how I was maimed. Then I became E-Switch. We did the DFP, and then I left when I realized that they were still in tune with the NDC. That's Dr. Samuel Nko. And then my switch to the MPP. That's how I was called E-Switch. From NDC to DFP.
Then to the NPP.
And the DFP I was a vice, and then to the MPP. And I loved being a common floor member of the MPP.
Madam Francis said, there's so much to talk about.
Yes. So that would be for another story.
Yes. Yeah. We have just a few minutes to wrap up because the conversation is interesting. And
we'll do part 2 some
of course, we can do that
so
again.
I came into the MPP and here I am.
Here you are.
So satisfied, so recognized, so respected, you know, so iconic. Freedom. Nobody breathes over my shoulders. Nobody goes to gossip. You've done freedom, total. Every party has its issues, but this is absolute freedom, which has led me to develop myself.
But is this not the party also that some of its senior members are not happy about? Anyway, you can answer.
You are coming into that, so let's wrap up with that.
In tandem with the presidential primaries coming up,
absolutely,
the NPP has lost. We're looking at restructuring the party, getting the party back together. 5 candidates wanting to be the flag bearer, and you are for who?
Yeah, oh, obviously, Dr. Bawumia.
I just wanted you to say. I didn't want to say it.
Hands down.
Dr. Bawumia.
Absolutely.
There are questions or concerns that he led the party in 2024. You lost abysmally, and you want to present him again. Is that not a risk for the party?
Is Dr. Bawumia the entirety of the MPP? It was an MPP-led government.
He was the vice president.
It was an MPP administration.
Right.
We had the president, we had the vice president. Some of us were appointees. Some were executives. So it's collective responsibility. You see, I will not side with those who say Dr. Bawumia was not in charge. It's Nanado's fault. And I will not side with those who say it is Dr. Bawumia. Head of Economic Management, what do you call it, committee, it's not the Minister for Finance. And I will not fault the Minister of Finance either, because there was so much structurally to be done. You know, Doctor had always said that if the fundamentals are weak, the economy, the dollar will expose you. And it is so germane up to today. You see a dollar going down, but everything is expensive in this country. You've just had a talk on water, right? Institutional transformation is not going on. And so on and so forth. The blackouts are returning, but in structured bits and pieces. So all I'm saying is that Dr. Bawumia has never let the MPP down. It's collective responsibility. But I want to remind, let me jump straight into the topic. Excuse me. I want to remind all party members. NDC stayed in opposition. And they stuck together. They don't bring their issues out. But because MPP is conservative, and you know the conservatives, they are not conservative in nature. They are rather quick, everything. Every single thing. It's as if you're always calling with your children or your wife or your brother or sister at home. That's not the way you run a party. And I think there's institutional failure on the part of the party executives. You see, I won't blame any administration, because if the executives are strong and don't give in to the establishment, my brother, it will be strong.
You don't think the executives
and I'm saying Dr.
strong?
Bawumia is the right person to lead the party, because 2012, those pointing fingers at him, my brother, where were they? You and I were not there. He was in the box. It led to a lot of electoral reform. And you know, before that, the man had been with us for 4 years when Kufuor discovered in Bank of Ghana, till, don't worry, till, what do you call it? The 8 years,
Yes.
Another 8 years in government, making 20 years. So this is 24 years by 2028. So he's somebody we know day and night. His competence, his affability, Dr. Bawumia's humility, Dr. Bawumia's knowledge, his rich ideas, which have led to all sorts of digital and technological innovation. You just said about this, I think taxi something. Something that they said they've increased metro. I think at the Metro Mass Place or somewhere, I stand to be corrected, that they've increased something from some 15 or some millions to 17 million. I stand to be corrected.
Right.
It was a digital app, the digital app that he launched. If you look at the drone system, I'm not the one to talk about Dr. Bawumia. All I'm saying is that here is a unifier. A man always with a smile. He's done so much for many people, but he doesn't want it to be said.
Okay.
People's health issues, educational issues. So all I'm wrapping up with it, as Saturday as we go, I'm part of the campaign team, and I'm handling a few constituencies. I won't mention where, but I can tell you that it's near 100% in some constituencies in the south. Anyone standing with Dr. Bawumia should know that it's a walkover for him, because the south has accepted him, the north has accepted him. If we continue with this Akananization and Christianization and so on and so forth, tribalization, my final word is that the MPP will collapse because you Boganyo Jibu. When will you get the opportunity? I'm generalizing on behalf of gas. When will people like Okoboy, when would Abai Fakabos, Adams, Antes, the Hassan Tampulis, Abuji, when will they get their opportunity? When will the Voltarians get their opportunity? Right? When will the Westerners, and what do you call the Voltarians, when will the Dangmis get the opportunity? And if you look at the evolving trend, a modern trend of politics, the youth that are coming up, they have to buy in. So if they see one tribe line all the time, I bet you 2 regions cannot carry the MPP.
Okay.
So please vote in Dr. Bawumia
on Saturday
and let everybody know that we love him. So get Bawulated, get Bawulected, and Bawulab.
So very. I've got some questions. So depending on your nature, you've mentioned that you don't kowtow to anybody, you don't accept stuff like that. Someone would have said that, then that would be Honorable Kennedy Japan. Or you don't.
No. You see, when you don't kowtow, you don't bow to anybody. You are not subservient, right? It's not a question of insulting, bragging, lying. You know.
Oh, that's what he's doing.
I'm saying that as for Honorable Kennedy, I decided that this campaign will talk about him, because others are facing him squarely, because he will attack people and they'll come at him. But all I want to tell him is that the party Kennedy Japan is not for you. This should be the headline tomorrow. All the bloggers should the party is not for you. We have capable men and women. You cannot browbeat us. You cannot bully us. You cannot put anybody into submission, because we move in decent and sensible ways with decent bounds of communication. You insult Dr. Bawumia, you are not his co-equal in any sense. And I tell you that as I sit here, I can tell you, Ken, that I'm a woman of substance. You see, most businessmen will not tell you the truth of what underpins the organization. But all I'm telling Kennedy Japan is that I've not been on the high brow with you. But I tell you, in all honesty, Dr. Bawumia will win. And you cannot come at him. He is going to be our president come 2028. General will be sworn in. So if you don't like it, Papa, the road is your front. MPP on Yawuze, it's not for you, it's for all of us. I may be Obadaben, but I'm telling you that monkeys play by sizes. So once they are cutting it, my message to all aspirants is that good luck, everybody be on good behavior, please be vigilant, and let's have a successful, violent-free election. Bawu, DMB, BMW, all the way, all Bawumiites. I say thumbs up for the good work. Saturday we shall rejoice.
Okay.
And go and praise our God on Sunday. Thank you so much, Mr. Host. Your name again?
Desmond.
Thank you so much, Desmond.
Yes.
Thank you so much, my sweet lady who helped to deck me up.
The team,
and all the crew and the team.
Right.
Everybody, thank you. And I'm sure we'll be having more
we have to
on
do this
national
again.
issues. We'll not come back to the historical aspect. Saturday, watch out. The man of the moment, the God ordained man, Dr.
Madam
Bawumia is coming.
thank you very much for
all
coming
prophets
today.
Should sit down.
We appreciate your time today. But the prophets have said something for Ken.
Don't mind them.
Bawumia.
Musa Dankwa, the prophets, so they should sit down. What God has ordained will come to pass, and that is Dr. Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia. Wale.
We've got to go.
Wale. Adam. Smith.
Thank you very much, Madam Francis Irabra Esia, for coming today. We appreciate your time. Someone says, tell the woman at the film, she be hard woman. Make she adopt me. So that's something we'll talk about later. Thank you very much for being a part of the show. My name is Desmond Obrefida. So this has been Good Afternoon Ghana, and do enjoy the rest of our programs. Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.
Chicken, cow, and
he's back again, children. The children president is back, and I'm back for good. To God be the glory. Guess what? Now on Original TV and Metro TV, come for Westbrook. Something amazing is coming for you, children. You've been idle for nothing. Now you have something to do. The children